What is your favorite quote from a fictional character? We're all stories in the end. We just have to make it a good one. The Doctor. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. Dumbledore. Just do one thing or the other. Don't try to be two people at once. / Arthur Morgan. Don't half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing. Swanson. I will not say do not weep, for not all tears are evil. / Gandalf. At the final parting. In the Grey Havens. TF2 characters have some amazing quotes. My favorite would be, if God wanted you to live he wouldn't have created me from soldier. Some methodicas are always trying to ice skate uphill blade. Death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back. Maximus Decimus Meridius. Gladiator. I don't see what's so terrific about creating people as people and then getting upset cause they act like people. Anyway, if you stop telling people it's all sorted out after they're dead, they might try sorting it all out while they're alive. Adam Young. Good Omens, and many more from Sir Terry, although I do like Gaiman as well. Close bracket. What doesn't kill you usually succeeds in the second attempt. Mr. Krabs. To get back my youth I would do anything in the world, except take exercise, get up early, or be respectable. Lord Henry in the picture of Dorian Gray. You could fill this whole thread with Lord Henry. This town needs an enema Jack Nicholson Batman 89. From Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you'd better be prepared for the jump into hyperspace. It's unpleasantly like being drunk. What's so unpleasant about being drunk? You ask. A glass of water. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart kid and you can never go wrong. Apostrophe. People. What a bunch of bastards. Roy from the It Crowd. Life is pain highness. Anyone who says different is selling something. Many that live deserve death, and some that die deserve life. Can you give it to them? Then do not be so quick to deal out death and judgment. Gandalf. Or the other favorite. So do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Apostrophe. In the beginning the universe was created. This had made many people very angry and has been widely regarded as a bad move. Not sure if this actually counts though, as Douglas Adams isn't really a fictional character. Do narrators count as fictional characters? The way I see it, every life is a pile of good things and bad things. The good things don't always soften the bad things, but vice versa. The bad things don't always spoil the good things and make them unimportant. The Doctor. It ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Rocky Balboa. In this world, there are two kinds of people. Those with loaded guns and those who dig. You dig. Blondie. The good. The bad. And the ugly. When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. God. Futurama. Doctor Strange says he is not ready. The ancient one. No one ever is. We don't get to choose our time. Death is what gives life meaning. To know your days are numbered. Your time is short. You'd think after all this time, I'd be ready. But look at me. Stretching one moment out into 1,000. Just so that I can watch the snow. How lucky I'm to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Winnie the Pooh. I always liked this one from Pooh. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Apostrophe. There's no such thing as a painless lesson. Sacrifices are necessary. You can't gain anything without losing something first. Edward Elric. I have never tried that before, so I think I should definitely be able to do that. Pippi Longstocking. If she were a spice she'd be flour. If you've got time to fantasize about a beautiful death, Why not live beautifully until the end? A guy that likes strawberry milk. People aren't either wicked or noble. They're like chef's salads, with good things and bad things chopped and mixed together in a vinaigrette of confusion and conflict. The fact that it's an old saying, that makes it so much better. The quote is from The Grim Grotto by Lemony Snicket, the 11th of the 13 book series. The Netflix show is a wonderful adaptation. You know, Hobbes, some days even my lucky rocket ship underpants don't help. Calvin. Hawkeye, war isn't hell. War is war, and hell is hell. And of the two, war is a lot worse. Father Mulcahy, how do you figure that Hawkeye? Hawkeye, easy. Father, tell me, who goes to hell? Father Mulcahy, sinners, I believe. Hawkeye, exactly. There are no innocent bystanders in hell. War is chock full of them. Little kids, cripples, old ladies. In fact, except for some of the brass, almost everybody involved is an innocent bystander. 'Tis but a scratch, the Black Knight. One day you're going to look around and you're going to realize that everybody loves you, but nobody likes you. And that is the loneliest feeling in the world. BoJack Horseman. And so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. As long as I'm breathing. It's not over, Master Tenzin. More and more civilization. What a damn mess we are making of things. Arthur Morgan. Get busy living. Or get busy dying. All these moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing / Ron Swanson, Parks and Recreation. This is the one I was looking for. Also really like there are two things I can't stand, lying and skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk, apostrophe. There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. Sam. Lotta. Two Towers. I know the night just got darker but it won't last forever. Nick Valentine. If we can hit that bull, see the rest of the dominoes will fall like a house of cards. Checkmate. / Earth's greatest hero. The whereabouts of Batman remain unknown, and yet I can see him now, in the grip of implacable forces, innumerable foes, somewhere without hope, in a place where all seems lost, and I know this the enemy will look away, for just a moment, underestimating him for that single fraction of a second too long. And no matter how dark the night, there will be no hiding place for evil. Alfred. After the disappearance of Batman. Alright, I've been thinking, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade, make life take the lemons back. Get mad. I don't want your damn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day it thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's going to burn your house down. With the lemons. I'm going to get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down, Cave Johnson. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Captain Jack Sparrow edit. Thanks for the awards. Also, as it turns out, it may not have been Captain Jack who said this, but it was still a fictional character. Honestly, it's the honest ones you need to look out for. You can always count dishonest people to be dishonest. It's possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness. That is life. Captain Jane Luckbucket. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Ian Malcolm. Jurassic Park. Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, Lord Farquaad. Shrek. It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If you only draw wisdom from one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Understanding others, the other element and the other nations, will help you become whole. / Uncle Irop. Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. Apostrophe. stand in the ashes of a trillion dead souls, and ask the ghosts if honor matters. Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created? If you run into an asshole in the morning, you run into an asshole. If you run into assholes all day, you're the asshole. Relon Givens edit. Holy shit, this was well received. Thanks for the stickers, y'all. Justified is my favorite show of all time and I can't recommend it highly enough. Many things that seem threatening in the dark become welcoming when we shine a light on them. IROP. People can live 100 years without really living for a minute. You climb up here with me. It's one less minute you haven't lived. Logan Huntsberger. Taught myself how to drive a stick shift with my beard. Old Man McGucket. Gravity Falls. It's long but it's meaningful to me. The most important words a man can say are, I will do better. These are not the most important words any man can say. I'm a man, and they are what I needed to say. The ancient code of the Knights Radiant says journey before destination. Some may call it a simple platitude, but it is far more. A journey will have pain and failure. It is not only the steps forward that we must accept. It is the stumbles, the trials, the knowledge that we will fail, that we will hurt those around us. But if we stop, if we accept the person we are when we fall, the journey ends. That failure becomes a destination. To love the journey is to accept no such end. I have found, through painful experience, that the most important step a person can take is always the next one. Dalina Carlin from Oathbringer, Book 3 of the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. So this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause. Padma Amidala. Dark times lie ahead of us, and there will be a time when we must choose between what is easy and what is right. Albus Dumbledore. Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, when only one remembers to turn on the light. Dumbledore. There are no accidents. Master Uruguay comforts me every time I turn my phone off instead of taking a screenshot. Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame. Uncle Irop. I carry 2 swords. One of silver for creatures that roam the wild. One of steel for humans in their cities of stone. Both are for monsters. Geralt of Rivia. I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. Mutuo. A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Gandalf. What is the most important step a man can take? The next one. Dalina Carlin, Oathbringer, Stormlight Archive. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.